Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to give you my thoughts on The Substance. Now, The Substance has been the talk of the town for quite a while now. I remember being hyped up a fair bit before some film festivals last year. And on top of course, Demi Moore just having won a Golden Globe for her performance in this. It's quite the talk of movies lately. Um, and it's one that I didn't necessarily have a lot of inherent interest in. Um, I like Margaret Qualley, who's the co-star in this. I liked her a lot in Driveway Dolls in 2024 as well. I like that she's popping up in more. I haven't seen Demi Moore in as much as most people probably have. Um, but that being said, I am a cinephile, and as a cinephile, I really being involved with all this, I get these movies pounded into my head one way or another, and it just like nags at me until I just watch it, and I have to see it. I have to get my take on it, whether I want to or not. Um, it's just part of loving film, I guess. Uh, and that being said, this is it's basically about this star who she's getting older now. She's middle age, maybe a little bit older than that, and it's fading. Her she's aging, of course, and the industry isn't any less kind. It's meant to be, of course, a mirror image of reality, which a lot of actors as they go on, both women and men, but women especially are looked down upon. They're kind of pushed to the side once they get less sexy. Um, Sharon Stone, for example, has talked a lot about this. When she went through almost dying in the early 2000s, and how she was just seen as like less beautiful and less desirable. So she was kind of like pushed aside in terms of jobs and connections and stuff like that. And this is about someone who kind of takes like this really I don't know if I want to say greedy, but really vain supposed solution to correct this and keep herself youthful and attractive and everything. And it results, I'm not going to spoil anything else besides that premise, but it results in, of course, like a whole spiral, we'll just say. So it's meant to be a mirror image to that, and on that end, it works really well, at least initially. For me, this is definitely a movie I respect more than I like all that much. And please don't come at me. I understand what they're going for. I get the themes of it. It's definitely very timely. It's always been timely. It's something that should definitely be talked about within the industry. It's very true. It's very accurate, and it is a unique film. Combining that with some body horror elements, some really solid practical effects, good lead performances. Um, but the movie is almost 2.5 hours, and not that I don't have the attention span for that, but I'm saying that to lead into saying that it retreads itself quite a bit. It's supposed to be over the top, kind of wink wink. It's not necessarily a story you're supposed to take like in terms of the characters like fully seriously down to the last detail. It's more about the message and the general plot itself of it. Um, it just retreads itself a lot. It makes its point and makes it fairly well, but then it keeps kind of repeating itself and repeating itself. And the only thing that ends up being different about each of those repeats as it goes is kind of the level of body horror that it escalates to. You also have Dennis Quaid in here, who I always like. He's definitely a bit off his rocker in this. It was fun to see him in that part. It's sort of like this, industry higher up and everything. Um, I don't know, man. This just not. It did not need to be 2.5 hours. I think it could have been just as effective as if it was like an hour and a half, hour 45. It just not do anything like different enough throughout to justify that runtime. Um, like I said, it had a good message to it, but repeated the same way throughout. It was still entertaining, still like darkly comedic too. Um, but for me, I don't know. It's just not necessarily like blowing my mind or anything. And that's part of it. Hearing it's the best movie of the year, the best horror movie of the year. I don't think so. But it's definitely a unique movie for sure. Definitely one you probably should get your take on. But yeah, I just want to get my thoughts out there. If I had to rate it, I'm giving it like a, I don't know. It's hard. Personally, I'd give it like a C, C plus. Subjectively, it's probably a little bit higher than that. But I liked Quigley. Demi Moore did good as well. Um, but yeah, let me guys thought about this one. Follow me on TikTok, of course, Twitter, Instagram.